was great. 560 WQAM. I'm Bill Calder, and nice to be with you this morning. Hope everybody's okay, and we're going to go right to the phones. I got some calls on hold. I can't believe it. It's wonderful. And on line one, what do we have, a surprise caller? Is that what they said? Oh, boy. Well, keep your hand on the dump button. Steve, read my lips. Keep your hand on the dump button. Good boy. Hello? Hello?
Good morning, Bill.
Good morning.
How are you?
Fine, thank you.
Bill?
Yes.
How's New Orleans?
How is it?
How was New Orleans?
How was New Orleans?
Yes.
Phil Cabassi.
Who? Hello?
Phil Cabassi.
What's that?
Okay, well, I'm just taking a guess.
Okay, could you put me on hold?
Put you on hold?
Yes.
What, do you want to hear the show?
No, I have a radio. That's what it's for.
Who is this?
Oh, come on, Bill, wake up.
Do you know who it is, Steve? You don't know? Okay.
I'll wait for you while you play a song.
You wait for me while I play a song?
Play a song, please, or sing one, or something.
No, I can't. I won't be able to talk. You mean off the air?
Yes.
No, I can't do that.
Oh, yes, you can. Bill!
What?
Well, Bill.
Yes.
Bill. I wrote you a letter while you were up in New Orleans.
You wrote me a letter while I was in New Orleans?
Yes. I'm on work. I'm on leave. Hint.
You're on leave?
Yes.
What, like a work release program?
No. A vacation.
From where?
Oh, from the Middle East. There you go. Ah.
Boy, I am really,
You still don't know?
I have no idea.
Oh, come on, Calder.
Hey, listen,
Okay, here, I'll give you a clue and you'll get it, okay? Ready? Hello?
Yes.
Hello, Neil. Okay, now have you got it?
No.
You still don't know? Oh, geez,
I have no idea who it is.
No, you're kidding me, of course. Okay, I'll give you a clue. You want me to give you another clue? Because I'm sure we're boring your many listeners, all 7 of them. Hello?
I'm going to hang up on you if you're going to do that to me. If you're going to embarrass me.
No, I'm not trying to embarrass you.
Oh, my God, I don't believe this.
There you go.
Oh, I hope Neil isn't listening.
No, he's not listening. Where is he at? Spending his vacation?
Oh, my God.
He doesn't know I'm reformed. See, that's the whole thing. I called him up yesterday, and he was totally out of it.
Did he hang up on you?
No, he didn't hang up on me. I said, when am I coming to visit? Because I plan to visit him, whether he likes it or not.
Oh, my God.
How do I get to QAM to say hello before I leave?
Where are you going?
I'm leaving on the 12th of September.
Well, we can't have any visitors. We're not set up for visitors till after the 13th.
Ah, that's funny. That's a good one.
How do I sound?
You sound wonderful, and the music is even better.
Isn't this weird? Don't give your name.
No, I don't. Please don't say who this is either.
I wouldn't even attempt to. In fact, well, that's incredible. You going to come by and see me someday?
Yes, I want to do that, but I want to have a chance to, because I haven't in how long have I been abusing your show for?
God,
years and years.
Almighty, unbelievable.
Years and years, ever since you were all over the place.
Did you get on Neil's show?
Yeah, but it took too long.
And what did he do? Hang up on you?
No, he didn't hang up on me. I said, "Hello, Neil. I want you to."
Did he recognize your voice?
Yes. After I started out like monotonous. I said, "Hello, Neil." I said, "How are you?" And he says, "Well, by the sound of this call, it's getting kind of boring." I goes, "Well, that's because you don't recognize the voice." He goes, "Oh, it sounds like somebody from Kendall."
Oh, my
I said, "Right." I said, "When can I visit?" And he says, "Never." I said, "Why not?" And he goes, "The voice has changed. What have they done? Given you an operation?"
Yeah, that's right. That's what I was going to say.
And no, you want to say that?
No, he's already said it. I don't want to ride on his coattails. All right, listen, I got to run. Call me now, okay?
I will.
Okay, there he goes. Mystery caller. Well, if Rogers hears that, I'm going to be in so much trouble. But he put him on the air. What the hell? Chris. Okay, you're on WQAM. Chris.
Yes, good morning, Bill.
QAM welcomes you with open arms.
Oh, well, that's so nice of you.
Well, we go a step further. As a matter of fact, wait a minute, I have to cough here.
Okay. What a nice place.
All right, okay.
Listen, Bill, what time are you going to be at Bayside tomorrow?
From a guy who's been booked to sing "Oh Promise Me" in Lithuanian at Larry King's wedding. A guy called us from West Palm Beach. His name is Larry Baranoff for Hokie football. That was an incredible call. I wish everybody could have heard it. But listen, you can't. If you just have to go with what you have, right? Okay. Now, Bob Harnish is standing by.
Now, I'm putting this stuff in here. I'm taking my life in my hands. I'm putting this in a machine without having heard it. The bird's a liar. The bird's a liar. Okay, 10:07 at WIOD. Yeah, the bird is really making noise. I'll tell you that. I got a couple of calls at home yesterday, a couple of frantic calls with some more bird spottings and sightings. And what can I say? What can I tell you? Anyway, Alex Bennett is going to be here next week to do this show. I have no idea who that is. Everybody else in the business seems to know who that is, okay? So he must be very famous and really great. And he got fired at KITS in San Francisco, and it says his sudden departure from KITS has caused quite a stir in the market, et cetera, et cetera. So he's going to be here next week with the bird, I understand. And then, of course, when I come back the following week, then we'll take care of that problem, okay? Anyway, it's 10:07 at WIOD. Michael Putney of Channel 4, we certainly want to wish good luck to. Highly overpaid, a great guy, but evidently very much overpaid. Let's see, it doesn't give any numbers in here. Well, Steve will probably come on and tell you how much Michael's going to make, because Steve likes to talk about how much people in the business are making. But Michael Putney is going to Channel 10. And it's kind of like what they do over at W Snooze. I'm not trying to relate the talent, because that would be a shot at Michael, but I'm just talking to these revolving chairs that they've got in the market. How one day one guy's at one station and one anchor woman is at another, and they just keep revolving around and around like a deck of cards, you know. So Michael's going over to be an anchor, I guess, at Channel 10 in February, no less. Gee, this is only August still, and he's going there in February. I wonder what that means. Is he still going to be on 4 between now and then? And every time you look on there, you're going to think you're watching Channel 10? I heard all about Larry Baranoff this morning on the Bill Calder show, and I was just driving off the road. Nobody understands what that means except me. So I'm glad that Bill has got somebody in the audience who's understanding of some of that bizarre humor. That was, I just about went. I also heard a call on that show this morning. You know, it takes more than just changing your voice, okay? This is a little message to one of our friends in Kendall who called here yesterday and is back briefly, we hope. It takes more than just changing your voice to show a certain degree of maturity. One of the things that certainly would help would be kind of diminishing your obsession with radio and with radio personalities and with being a groupie and call. I mean, that was such a boring call this morning that I can't even. It was almost as bad as Bob Martin, okay? Same genre, I think. But what can I say? Okay, 9 minutes after 10. We're here to kill 4 hours before I go on vacation again. And then Steve has got open phones this afternoon. And we have, I didn't even realize we got the game tonight. This is really bizarre. I didn't even realize that. We must not have done a great job of promoting it this week, because I didn't know about that. The Dolphin Express at 6. And the special multi-hour NFL edition of Sports Talk following the game. The Dolphins at the Redskins with kickoff at 8 o'clock.
This is not. Hello? Hi. What a look. Oh, man, sometimes you really want television. Yes. I'm on my way to the track. So I just...
You're on your way to the track?
Yeah, so I just thought I'd stop by and chat for a moment.
Well, it's sure nice seeing you.
Well, Yeah, I bet. There's a reason.
Alex Bennett's going to be here next week to work with you.
Yes, I know. But that's not what I came by to talk about.
Oh, well, can I do a break now first?
Of course.
Because I'm sure this is going to take a great deal of time.
Yes, a great deal.
This is called the alibi portion of the show, and it ought to be very exciting.
Yes.
And I've been getting just all these emergency calls at the house.
Me too.
Even Caprita called from out of town yesterday from Seattle again. And I said, hey, I'm on the other line with an important call. Although he threatened to call here today. I'm not threatened, but he promised to call on the bat line. I have no idea what he wants.
Well, good. I have something to tell him.
Well, it may not be while you're here if you have to go to the track. Anyway, it's 11 past 10. Boy, what a great surprise, huh? Boy, this ought to be the beginning of a really swell day.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, let's take that first break, Roger, and when we come back, it ought to start really heating up.
To my atrocities.
In other words, these people didn't tell you what we were talking about?
Well, they said, they told me one thing.
Now, who were these people? Anybody I know?
No.
There's a good friend of yours called on the show the other day, by the way.
Who was that?
Just a minute, I want to get the card out.
Oh, yes, I know about this. I was told about this, too, during the week.
Were you?
Yeah.
Boy, those yentas really were out there.
Unbelievable. People are really talking. Yeah, people are really talking. I don't know about what, because I don't understand what I have done.
Uh-huh.
And I would like to address the issues. I notice nothing has changed. You still can't find any carts.
Oh, I'll find it, all right.
You're really searching.
Trust me.
Okay, all right, here we go.
It really is Irene Richards.
One of the legends in the market.
That's correct.
They said that one of your complaints, maybe the biggest complaint, this is what the main thrust of what they finally told me, was that I did not attend the remote on Wednesday. Is this the...
Well, I was part of it because this was the week that you were going to be gone and you had made these specific plans.
Yes.
Remember that?
Yes, the plans changed.
Excuse that you used as usual to...
No excuse. This was my vacation week.
Well, yeah. Because
no
I know
excuse.
Marco is booked up very heavily this time of the year.
This week, what are you talking? This is the week they told me to go on vacation.
They told you? Oh, now, wait a minute. Boy, it's...
No,
Would you bring in the Steve Kane shovel, please?
No, I have said
They told you to go on vacation this week?
Let me clarify.
Because boy Gary was just smoking at the ears.
About what? About what?
About the fact that you, first of all, when we went to Chicago, you gave him a lot of crap about that. And then this week, when we had that big thing at the bazaar where we had a great turnout, even without you, it was shocking. We had a great turnout, and you pulled the same trick again.
It's not a
I
trick.
do want to give you advance notice. On the 13th of September,
we're
doing I'm doing a remote at Specs in North Miami at 124th and Biscayne, which is only up the road a ways.
No problem.
Over, in fact, it's not far from Arnold's.
No problem. That's in Miami. Let me say this, and I've said this...
No, it's in North Miami.
Okay, I've said this over and over and over, and I'm going to continue to say it until it finally, I guess, registered. I've said this 100 times.
And then what made it even worse is that we had all these sightings, these bird sightings coming in.
I've been in and out of town.
Captain Jimmy's.
Yeah, I've been in and out of town.
Magic 102.7.
I visited some friends.
And on Tuesday, no less, Power 96, I think it was.
I stopped by to have dinner with a friend of mine. Is that okay?
Well, I guess. While I was sitting over there doing that remote all by myself, with Johnny Dark filling his fat face on one side, and Fat Rich filling his even fatter face on the other side.
Let me say this again. I've said this on and off the air, and I'm going to say it again. In March, Bill Wise pushed and pushed and pushed me to get my vacation weeks, to register them with Yolanda. Remember her? In March, I
remember Yolanda that got squeezed out so that boy Gary could bring his buddy in. Yes. Huh?
In March,
and also who had to pass out the memos announcing
2 weeks,
which could have been one of the tackiest things in the history of broadcasting.
Yes,
really tacky.
In March, I picked 2 weeks out of a hat at random.
You picked them out of a hat?
Virtually.
Wrong. Would you like me to tell the true story about this? I picked the weeks that I was going.
Okay,
because you go the week following when I go.
Okay, that's correct.
Now,
you're correct.
In 2 of my 3 vacations, thanks in part to the sales department, and also thanks in part to the lawyers and the courts and all this ongoing insanity with our good friend, I changed 2 of the 3 weeks.
My weeks stayed. The weeks I picked in March stayed. Now, the first week...
So, in other words, you can't change. Is that what you're saying?
I'm not saying that. There was no reason to change.
Is that what you're telling us? I mean, if you can't change...
No one asked me to change.
They didn't ask you about going to Chicago?
No. They asked, well, he told me about the remote.
The bird's a liar.
I went home, I checked the dates, I went back and I said, I'm going to be gone on vacation. They said, fine.
Mm-hmm.
Now, that Chicago remote was decided the date on while you were in Europe. I picked this week in March. Now, this week, they said, they came to me and they said, we have a remote, August, whatever it was. I went home, I checked the dates.
23rd, I believe.
Yes, 23rd. I went home, I checked the date, and I should have brought the paper in.
The day that you were over at Magic schmoozing around with Joe Johnson?
No, it was not that day. It was the day before I was at Magic.
The day you were at Power 96.
Same day.
Schmoozing around
Tuesday.
with some Radio Yentas over there, yeah.
I stopped by to visit some friends. I thought it was okay. I thought it was
you
allowed.
You couldn't have been in this station. You were on another station, which even made it's like
not working.
Rubbing salt into the wound.
No,
not
it
working
isn't.
Is something.
It was my
That
vacation.
relate to.
I wasn't working. It was my vacation
I
week.
understand.
Now, you told me something in June. And if you rack your memory, you may remember you told me,
the bird's a liar,
that when I go on vacation, I should go and I should forget about work and I should have a wonderful time and I shouldn't worry about anything. So that's what I did this week. I went, I had a wonderful time. I totally forgot about WIOD, which is what you told me to do. I did not even realize it was Wednesday, if you want to know the truth. I did not think anything about work.
You didn't realize what was Wednesday?
I didn't even realize it was Wednesday or there was any remote. I didn't think about this place. I did not listen to the show. I've been out of touch. I did what you told me to do. I went on my vacation. And now, because I did what you do, I hear that you're on the air saying horrible things about me.
No, not horrible things, true things. True things. That you shined us again. When we desperately needed you to be there. To be a part of the show. And you shined us and chose rather... I mean, if you'd have been over in Marco enjoying the sunshine and relaxing and being oblivious to what's going on, anybody could understand that. Anybody could relate to that.
I did not think...
But being here, like within a stone's throw...
I was in Kendall.
Of the bazaar.
I was in Kendall, and I'm going to go, I'm going to go to Fort Lauderdale and work on my vacation week. Do you do that kind of thing on your vacation week?
No, but sometimes, for example, the reason I didn't take 2 weeks ago off was because of the litigation that's going on and go to court. The reason I didn't take this week off was because we had the remote at the bazaar.
Nobody said anything to me about...
Let me say it again. Now, could I have taken this week off when we had a remote that we had signed up weeks and weeks ago? Could we have done that?
We?
Could I have done that?
It's your show.
So I could have just shined those nice people over there at the bazaar. We had a great turnout. The people who run the place are great. And little Tommy Denenberg, we sure wouldn't want to ruffle his feathers.
Didn't the copy say you were going to do your show from the bazaar, and it said not one word about me? Not one word.
Well, of course,
about
because
me.
you'd already planned this insidious act of insubordination.
This atrocity.
Of insubordination.
Yeah. Well, I want to talk more about it.
Well, after we talk about Toyota of Hollywood, where he also was insubordinate and treated many of the people in our wonderful crowd last time like some kind of subhuman dude. Kind of the same way he treated Jim Schuyler, who used to be at Hot 105.
You're right about that.
WINZ 2 summers ago.
No, that's correct.
Indifferent and shined and just turning his back and treating him just like some kind of sewer rat. But anyway, one thing about the bird, at least he's consistent. He may not be good, but he's consistent. And they're consistent at Toyota of Hollywood and giving you the best deals in town. And this weekend be a good time for you to get your little fanny over there and check out the incredibly low prices on those beautiful new 89 Toyotas. You know that every dealer in the country right now is telling folks, and honestly, in fact, some of the dealers, it's the first honest thing they've said for years, but with Toyota of Hollywood, they don't play those kind of games. But the bottom line is they all have to move out the 89s that they have on the lot to make room for the 1990s that are coming in just a matter of a week. So you're going to find prices slashed. You'll find the same great service and the same great folks to do business with. And right across the street, of course, over on the west side of 441, you'll find a tremendous selection of really great reconditioned used cars, too. It's all waiting for you at Toyota of Hollywood, the Southeast's #1 Toyota dealer, and you'll find them at 1841 North State Road 7 in Hollywood. What is this from? Is this from the, it's from the Sun Sentinel that somebody just faxed to us? Oh, look at this. Here's another great fax. It says the donut guy is not one person but two. David, ex-manager of the Bird Road Donut Store, and Tom, fired from the Tamiami Trail Store. Did you know that Blanks has gone out, I'm not going to mention their name, has gone out of business a few months now. They've been out of business.
Huh. Fascinating.
It said so did two other places that were owned by the same company. David is from Iowa and Tom from Miami, and if they didn't spend all day trying to call you, their stores might still be in business. Anyway, they're both douchebags. Tom once called the Steve Kane Show and said, oh, geez, I'm not going to repeat that. The donut stores are auctioned off today by a company appointed by the court. Isn't that fascinating? Now I know why we never... Didn't Fat Rich, though, one time go into that donut place?
I saw the guy calling. Remember?
And how long does it say that they've been out of business? For a few months, so I guess that's possible.
Sure.
The other thing is a want ad, a personal from the Sun Sentinel. This is incredible. It doesn't have any names. Broadcasting male executive, divorced, 6'5", 45, I think that says, or 6, college graduate, excellent above-average income, likes rainy nights, beautiful sunsets, travel, kids, dogs, Disney World, Epcot, long weekends in San Francisco, late-night talks, jazz, old movies, new ideas, museums, zoos, and cheers. There's something I can't... Family activities and much more. Would like to meet a young woman 30 to 40 who is sincere, kind, honest, genuine, and tired of being alone. Children welcome. If you're interested in meeting a down-to-earth man with big shoulders to lean on during good times and bad, and you'd like to be cherished, loved, pampered, and spoiled, we should chat sometime soon. Please, no drugs, heavy alcohol use, or those with emotional baggage from previous relationships. Replies to box, etc.
Think it's someone we know?
I don't know. Well, 6'5" sounds like a monster in the business. Oh, my God. Speaking of a monster in the business, isn't this an incredible coincidence? On the bat line from Seattle, Washington, ladies and gentlemen.
Good morning.
Yes, sir.
Or is it afternoon over there?
Well, it's funny you should call right at this moment because we have a surprise visitor in the studio who came in to visit us on the last day of his vacation this week on his way to the track.
Who's that?
Well, somebody that you know and love. A good friend of Irene Richard.
George Bush?
Does that give you any clues?
No, not at all.
No.
A good friend of Irene Richard?
Yeah, well, I'm just being a little sarcastic.
Oh, Glenn?
Yeah. He came in today to defend himself against the latest accusation.
And yours also.
What?
And yours too, he said. Well, this ought to be great. Boy, I was just sitting here just trying to kill 4 hours. Little did I realize that we were going to have this kind of level of intensity today. This is great.
It is intense.
I'm confused.
You might even have to skip the track today and just stay here and take you on for the whole 4 hours, or what's left of it. Well, we'll go over to Kane's show.
Well, that could be. Uncle Neil told me, related to me, a tirade you threw against me about a week or so ago.
Fat Rich said that the bird's a liar.
A tirade about what?
About me.
A tirade?
That's what he said. That you tore into me.
Don't start backing off here.
I'm not. I'm trying to remember what you're talking about. What, that I was pissed at you because you're telling people I got fired and I raped little children?
No.
Well, he didn't say you got fired.
Oh, he did?
Dave, I have never, to my knowledge, said anything negative concerning you that I know of.
Well, to me,
now I can tell you right now, that's the lie. I mean, that's incredible.
Well, tell me.
You have sat right in that chair over there, the one you don't dare to sit in today,
and said what?
And ripped this man an ass, the likes of which I have
about
seldom.
What?
I don't, just a lot of garbage.
No, I have not.
Oh, trust me. When he was on that morning show at that unmentionable station, and about stealing ideas and just on and on.
Didn't we ever resolve
that? Doing those talk-ups that Johnny Dark invented the idea of. Come on now, let's cut the crap. Let's have a little bit of honesty here, at least for a few minutes.
Really.
I'm an honest person. I don't lie.
Fat Rich said that the bird's a liar.
I'm not saying you were actually lying, just that you get a lot of misinformation. And you.
In other words, it's like the old thing about if you say something often enough, you start to believe it.
No.
Right? You start believing
true.
your own BS.
That's true.
Yeah.
Well, no.
I don't know what it is. It's just that it's not a matter of lying. It's just that you say something and then you start to believe it's true and you start talking about it on the air.
Compulsive. He just can't control himself, I think.
I mean, the bottom line is who cares? But
exactly. 100 years from now, nobody will give a damn, right?
Well,
I mean, the fact that he was in town, he was supposed to be at Marco Island on vacation this week, and he left me to do a remote at the Bazaar up in Fort Lauderdale all by myself on Wednesday, which somehow I managed to squeak through. And meantime, he was in town here schmoozing around with his buddies over at Magic.
I was on vacation.
He was on vacation making a tour of the local radio station.
No, I visited a couple of friends.
Kind of like Johnny Dark, these people.
I visited a couple of friends.
They go to Mobile, Alabama, and they visit broadcasting studios,
No, I had
talk about a disease.
I had to take Joe. I had to take Joe Johnson a videotape.
Oh, boy.
And Rick Peters was there, and Yelton was there. What does that say?
It says, pluck the bird.
Oh. Anyway, I thought it was
I'm glad you asked, so
allowable.
I can clarify.
I thought it was allowable on vacation when I had some time, Dave, because I was in and out of town. I wasn't in Marco as long as I planned to be, and I thought it was allowable to visit some friends when I had some time.
Of course not. It's not when you're in radio.
And I did not think I had to go to work while I was on vacation. This is my big crime, Dave.
Now, does the fact that you're calling from Seattle bode well? Does this mean that you're working?
Oh, yes.
Oh, well, because I never heard from you again. Now, I was at home a few nights ago. Well, actually, what happened, just a minute now, I was here in the daytime, and Nick gave me a message that the manager of this station in Seattle had called and said if Caprita calls you, meaning me, give him this message. And just by coincidence, like some kind of a psychic vibration, that night I was watching the Cubs game or something, and lo and behold, here's Caprita on the phone, and I gave him the message. He sounded depressed. He was hundreds of miles in the middle of nowhere, driving around aimlessly in the middle of the night, wondering what the hell his life was going to be
It wasn't the middle of the night. It was afternoon in Oregon.
Well, like I said, I can lie with the best of them, too. And anyway...
it's so weird to hear you guys on the radio.
Doesn't it sound better, though? You're driving around the middle of the night, it's raining, and your windshield wipers are broken, and you don't know whether to scream or eat a banana, and you get this message from me, and you call the guy, and he gave you the job. Right?
Well, it was real crazy. I must admit that I impetuously left pretty quickly, and...
what was that?
That's my traffic person.
Oh, are you on the air?
Yeah, it's 7:30 here.
But you're not on the air.
So anyway, it's... are
you on the air?
Yeah, I'm on the air. I got to put you on hold for a second here.
Well, we got to do a break.
Okay, well, I do too.
Hold on.
Okay, hold on.
Now, see, he won't put us on the air. They're not ready for this show in Seattle. Okay, we have an open line in Palm Beach. I have no idea why I'm saying that because we're never going to get you on the air, but I want it to look good for our visitor in the studio. 655 WIOD, and we'll come right back. Okay, it's 10:38 at WIOD. Is our celebrity caller back? He's not back. Is he on the air, really, do you think? Or is he just, he's probably calling in a phone booth, and he's got a couple of friends standing outside, making guttural sounds and making sounds of a helicopter for the traffic, trying to make it sound like he's working again. I don't think he's working. Anyway, Caprita will be back on the line any second. We want to remind you, of course, we don't want to forget about that ball game tonight. Geez, I wasn't even aware. We know that the bird will be listening, hanging on every word. The Dolphins at Washington. Oh. And, boy, am I glad I'm not going to be here next week so I don't have to listen to all the fetching and carrying on, okay? It's just an exhibition game, all right?
Oh, good.
So after the Redskins score their fourth or fifth touchdown in the first quarter, I don't want you to start getting all upset and surly. Just stick right with it, okay? Just hang in there and be a real fan, as only people in this town can do. Well, I don't know if he's ever coming back.
Well, these discs.
Because we had a 3-minute... Oh, there he is.
So what's going on?
I heard him breathing on the other end of the phone, which is a good sign. Now, are you really on the air?
Yeah.
What are you doing? You playing music?
Yeah, it's kind of like the wave, the breeze, the wind, whatever they call themselves now.
The breeze?
Like, what's the station down there that does...
The Stiff Breeze.
Yeah.
Mostly stiff.
They were the breeze, and they were the wave, now they're the breeze again.
Now they're the white tornado.
The hurricane. The one that Jim Kelly works on.
Oh, is he over there?
Yeah, he does.
Well, did you stop by and see him?
No.
Oh, well, today would be a good day to stop by and see Jim Kelly, see if he's still wearing that leather jacket. That motorcycle jacket.
Well, I
brought back from Amsterdam.
I heard a bunch of talk radio driving out here and up through California.
I bet it was great.
I heard maybe one or two that was listenable, and the rest was just, it just reminds me how we used to make fun of the people that talked about, what's the matter with your drain or plumbing or, really pertinent topics like that.
Yeah, or like the Meg Green show.
Yeah, But KGO in San Francisco sounded good. They had a couple of guys that sounded pretty good.
No, they don't.
You should...
I've heard KGO in San Francisco. Owen Spann and all those other really boring guys. They don't say too much. They're not pretty exciting.
Well, that was the point I was getting at, is that...
They sound good, but they don't say anything.
I just can't... you living in Miami, it seems like a big city like San Francisco would really could really use a talk show host.
I don't want anything to do with San Francisco. It's disgusting, grotesque. The weather is awful. It's cold as hell. Kind of like Seattle.
Oh, it's beautiful here.
Where it rains every day, and it's really cold, and it never gets over 65. I don't go for that kind of stuff. When it gets under...
I get up about 5, and it's kind of foggy, and about 50-something, and then by the afternoon, it's beautiful over here.
And 62.
It'll be about 72 today.
72? Holy Toledo.
Yeah, it's a heat wave.
They're having a heat wave in Seattle.
Mm-hmm.
I've never been in Seattle, but everybody says it's a great place. Of course, they said the same thing about this place, too, and I guess that... By the way, I have the September Money magazine out today. I was going to...
Hold on.
Kill some time with this. Well, we can't hold on. You can hold on, but we have a show to do here, okay, Caprita?
Seattle's the #1 city.
Amazing. Number one, yeah. That's why I brought this out. This is the top 300 places to live compared with last year.
Yeah. By their scale.
And number 1, this is the readers of Money magazine. Number 1 is Seattle.
Right.
Last year, number 11.
Mm-hmm.
And Danbury, Connecticut, last year was number 1, and this year dropped to number 2. And wouldn't you know it, San Francisco last year was number 5, and this way up to number 3 on the hit parade. So I guess that tells what kind of people they talk to for this survey.
What now?
No, this is the survey in Money magazine, and it's got Seattle listed as the number 1 place to live in the country. This is a survey of their readers.
It's supposed to be the best place to have a heart attack.
Up from number 11 last year, number 1 on the hit parade with a bullet.
They got like about a dozen Northwest cities on that list, I think.
Miami is number 75, up from 111 last year, right behind Rochester, New York, as a matter of fact. I didn't make that up.
The other day I was really getting homesick thinking about everybody and about Miami, how much I missed it. And then I did this news break, and the first story was about that, about Seattle being number 1. And the last story was about South Florida being the number 1 place where toilets break down. And all of a sudden things started falling into perspective, and I felt a little better.
Number 187 is West Palm Beach.
Wow.
Number 120 is Fort Walton Beach. I'm looking for Fort Lauderdale. I had the thing on there yesterday, but it's way down the list.
Fort Walton's where all those fat people live.
Yeah. No, that's Tamarack.
There's Dick Gregory and all these fat people live there.
Dick Gregory?
Yeah, the guy who, he's making the comedian who helps people lose weight.
Oh, I thought you meant he was fat. He weighs about 40 pounds. Bradenton is 172. And where the hell is Fort Lauderdale? I know it's on here somewhere, but it's way, way, way down the list. 286 is Poughkeepsie, New York.
Wow.
And 289 is Jackson, Michigan.
Isn't there some place near Detroit is the last one?
No, Detroit did very well this time. 47 up from 71, so I know this is full of baloney, okay?
No, the very last one, number 300, is a city that's near Detroit.
Oh, the last one? Oh, Benton Harbor. No, that's on the west coast of Michigan. That's way across. Yeah, that's a horrible place. Everybody's got to work. It's like a city that's out of business. It is. But anyway, enough of this small talk. Let's get back to the real purpose of this call, and let's get right back to the nitty-gritty of it, okay?
Well, I'm looking out this window. This is great. It gets kind of foggy in the morning. I'm overlooking the Puget Sound and way off in the distance in the mist of these mountains, and then it clears up, and it's really beautiful here in the afternoon.
Uh-huh. Great.
But I do get kind of homesick and all, but it's working good.
No, you don't get homesick for the Colonel and for that insipid morning show. You know that nobody's even talking about that station anymore?
Wow.
They don't even rip it anymore. That's how obscure it is now. Nobody even remembers that it's on the air.
Oh, gosh. Give him a break. The Colonel is a great guy. I liked working with him.
Oh, man. Okay. You're trying to get into the same league with the Bird now. Is that it?
What is that?
The Bird's a liar.
What is that? Oh, I see. I see.
We'll draw you a map.
I see.
So is there any parting words that you want for your friend here?
No, just I'll probably be back in town in a few weeks. I've still got all my stuff there, and my pussycat is still down there.
Magic.
Yeah, Magic's still down there.
It seems like you've mellowed against me, Dave, which is good.
I don't know.
No, I don't think so. I think he hates you with a passion. He's just trying to put on a good act.
I don't understand you sometimes. Some of the things that you
some
say,
of the vicious low shots, some of the cheap shots, and the vicious behavior.
You know, I don't have any animosity toward it. I just think that some.
Well, you know, it's funny you should say that because somebody called yesterday when he wasn't here and said the same thing.
It really is Irene Richards.
Isn't that incredible?
I'm sorry I missed that.
Yeah. She was really sorry you weren't here to chat with her for a while.
No, I missed that. I'm sorry.
I want to play that on the radio.
Do you? Well, I'll be happy to send you your own copy when I come back from vacation week after next.
Okay, well, I'll see you guys hopefully in a few weeks then.
You'll see us?
Yeah, I'm going to be down there for a few days.
Really? And you're going to come in here on the show?
Well, Crosby, Stills, and Nash show is going to be there, and...
Wouldn't that be something, boy, if Captain Dave came in on the show live in the studio and we'll feed him like old times? Boy, that would be great.
I missed all that food.
Yeah, you missed the food. Didn't miss us. You just missed the food. We know what it's all about.
The food here is great.
Okay, say hi to all our pals up there in Seattle and all those big market radio people and...
There was something else I was going to tell you, but I forgot what it was.
Well, it had to be radio. You'll probably write us on a letter, on a postcard.
As my grandmother said, it must have been a lie if I forgot.
That's correct. And don't forget in close, the bird's a liar. Okay, we'll talk to you soon.
Okay.
Okay.
Bye.
Isn't that something? Dave Caprita on the bat line to expose you for the douchebag that we all know you are.
What are you talking about?
You realize that I could kill the entire show after you go to the track. Look at that, 285, Lima, Ohio, down from 284 last year. Melbourne, Florida, up from 247 all the way to 236. How do you like that? Now, what is this? I don't, sold my dog. That's cute. Oh, sold me my dog. Okay, I thought she was, and a call from Captain Jimmy's. You think we ought to call him on the air?
Why not?
Okay, let's do our last break of the hour for Nutrisystem here, and then when we come back, we're going to talk to the people at Captain Jimmy's and get it right from the horse's tail.
I have nothing to hide.
Were you in there?
This week?
Yeah.
Sure.
Anyway, if
okay?
you've thought about Nutrisystem, like so many people... What was that? Did you hear that?
No.
Oh, I don't know what the hell that was. Anyway, Becky has lost 20... You know Becky. She's lost 20 pounds already on Nutrisystem. It's just amazing that this building, which when we came to work here, was like leaning like the Tower of Pisa from all the weight, and it was about ready to tilt. And now it's kind of leveled off a little bit because so many people have lost so much weight. Sonny Hirsch is down 30 pounds on Nutrisystem, and Fat Rich, believe it or not, is over the 70-pound mark. He looks like a shadow of his former selves. And you can do it, too. And the good news, you better do it today because this is the last day today to take advantage of the unheard-of discount that they're offering at Nutrisystem this week only. 50% off on your new Nutrisystem program. But you got to do it now because once the beginning of next week comes, it's going to be back to the regular price. So call them right now and start shedding those disgusting, unwanted, grotesque, ugly pounds of flab and phlegm and garbage, okay? Call 1-800-344-THIN. You call Nutrisystem right now. 1-800-344-THIN. You know, I really can't find Fort Lauderdale on this list. It's got 300 cities here. Wouldn't that be embarrassing?
Start at the bottom.
Flint, look at that. The bottom three are all in Michigan. Benton Harbor, Flint, and Jackson, Michigan. And Battle Creek is 295. So of the last 6 cities, 4 of them are in Michigan. You'll never guess what number 294 is. Atlantic City.
Wow.
A horrendous place. And
You told me that.
Oh, man, what a toilet that is.
You told me.
I don't buy this, though. Boy, would Elvis be upset if he saw this? Number 275, down 30 points from last year, Kalamazoo. They're nuts. Kalamazoo's a great town. Okay, let's give this a try now. Just a second.
Fine.
Let's see. Oh, wait a minute. I have to dial one. I'm in Dade County.
Dade County.
That's pretty exciting. I try to forget that I'm in Dade County when I come to work every day. It's 10:51 at WIOD. We're going to get to the bottom of this mystery if it kills us.
Yeah, what a mystery.
Hi, is Keith there, please? Neil Rogers at WIOD. We're on the air. Sure. Let me punch this up here. I'm not quoting my source on this because it could create a lot of problems.
I know, but somebody was told not to say anything about it.
Really?
And somebody, let the proverbial cat out of the bag.
Okay, now, is this a crime, Keith?
Is this a crime? Well, you know your tops of Captain Jim.
Let's not start with all of this, butt licking here. Let's try to get to the bottom of this. In other words, while he was supposed to be at Marco Island vacationing,
no, the whole thing wasn't.
And while he was leaving me in the lurch at that remote on Wednesday, while Nick was putting all those crank calls on one after the other.
You see, Mark didn't even know he was on vacation. Mark hadn't listened to the show in a few days and didn't know Bert was away.
Mark?
So he just didn't think anything of it.
Right.
Well, yeah, in other words, he sneaked into places where people wouldn't realize that he was shining us.
Yeah.
Shining you.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Now, let me...
Yeah, thank you. Easy for you to say. Okay, 10:55 at WIOD.
Now
I wonder,
we've gotten to the... I think we've gotten to it, finally. It took
gotten
an
to
hour.
what?
Well, there seems to have been something said to you by management that isn't...
About what?
About this vacation week.
Not true.
Well, then what are you talking about? They came to me, and they said there's a remote.
How long did I say that I don't want to go do that remote alone? And I said it Denenberg on Monday, and I said it again on Tuesday, and I have said it in previous weeks. It would be much better if there's something set up over there so that either you're going to be here or there's somebody there because all these people were coming up to the table to sign pictures.
Yes.
And as I tried to explain it, what do you mean yes? How do you know that? I thought you said you weren't listening.
I wasn't listening.
Oh. Well, anyway.
I believe you.
Oh, okay.
Yes, I
believe
that's
good.
You.
All these people were coming up for me to sign pictures, and then the jingle would play and the break would end and we'd come back on the air, and all of a sudden they all had emergencies and they all had to go home. So I'm writing good luck, Chaim Yankel, best wishes, Neil Rogers, and all these other stupid messages, and there's like lulls. And of course your friend Johnny Dark, who was sitting there in front of a microphone pretending that he was jonesing for your job, he wasn't adding anything. All he was doing was filling his fat face. Every time I turned my head, he was eating pizza, which I never even got to taste the pizza. And he was eating hot dogs and cookies and everything that was in sight, because we were right in the food court there at the bazaar.
Okay. I understand what you're saying.
I do want you to understand that we had a tremendous turnout, and the show went fine, so they tell me. I didn't like all the dead air. I didn't like that part of it.
Now, it seems...
Although that wasn't your fault. That was Tom Denenberg's fault. Because generally speaking, he's a moron.
But they never... I'm telling you...
And when I came in this morning, he or somebody had a big thing up there on the wall under the clock that said, "The Cubs suck."
It was not discussed.
That is enough to make you speechless, I would think.
It was not discussed with me about postponing my vacation, which I probably would have been open to if it had been brought up to me. How am I supposed to know this if it was...
Well, you have a lot of people who are, a lot of vultures out there who are just gathering around, preparing for your demise. I'll tell you that right now.
Because?
Well, I don't know, because they hate your guts or something. I don't have any knowledge of this.
I haven't done anything.
You must have done something, because you have a lot of people that are just ready to dance on your proverbial grave.
Why?
I don't know. You'd have to ask you have to ask some of these people who are just apoplectic with you, just sick and tired of your people you know, like people you know.
He's upset with me?
Everybody's upset with Bill Calder is upset with you.
Well, I didn't do anything to him.
Fat Rich is upset with you. He hates you like worse than management, I think. Management, of course, is upset with you. They think that you're just some kind of a total waste of space. But other than that, everybody's okay.
You know, it would have seemed at the remote where you talk about it would have been nice.
Sharon thinks that you ought to be boiled in oil. There's no question about that. She just walked in there, so I made it up.
I know. I could have been there to help at the remote. It seems like...
Alex Bennett, boy, is just foaming at the mouth. Wait till next week. I'm sure glad I'm not going to be here for that. Do you know who Alex Bennett is?
No.
I don't either. Everybody else seems to. I have no idea. He just got fired in San Francisco. And he evidently does a real filthy show, which is just exactly what we need, I think. So I don't know what he does. I really don't. I haven't got any idea what he does. He's old. He's about 182.
Good.
So you can relate to him.
Mm-hmm. It seems like I would have been...
All right, now you got a lot of calls here when we come back.
Well, maybe Fat Rich can call in.
He's got the bat line, so if he wants to call in after the news,
and see what I've done,
certainly be
see what I've
Well, I don't want to expose his confidentiality at all, because he's a good guy, but he's also getting a little carried away, and he's becoming divisive and creating a lot of animosity and getting me upset and hysterical.
Yeah.
I think I just saw Fort Lauderdale on the list here somewhere. There it is, 113, up from 123, so it's not so bad. Henry Barrow is standing by, the great expert on the Dolphins, of course. Henry is not going to be permitted to go with the team on the bus or even to shower with the guys after the game. And he's going to tell you why, along with the 11 o'clock news. And then we'll come back at 11:05. Steve with open phones. And don't forget, the Dolphin Express and the pregame festivities start many, many hours before the game.
WIOD Miami, Fort Lauderdale.
Proud to once again be the home of the Miami Dolphins this fall. News Talk Radio 610, WIOD.
Depend on it.
News Talk Radio 610 WIOD presents Neil Rogers. To get in touch and talk, call 751-WIOD in Dade, 524-WIOD in Broward, or 655-278-WIOD in the Palm Beaches. Other areas may call collect. The opinions expressed by the host, guests, or callers are not necessarily those of the station. Now, here's Neil Rogers on News Talk Radio 610 WIOD.
Well, it's 11:05 in WIOD, and the plot thickens, boy. People showing up in this studio here today and in this building. It's just amazing. First, before we get to this, Fat Rich is in the building now. The Bird's a Liar in the studio with you-know-who. And this ought to be quite an hour. Boy, this is just all developing by accident. It's not even contrived controversy.
I don't know why I'm here.
There's a thing. I don't either. I haven't got. There's no food here. There's a little breakfast that was left over from Publix from Ranieri's show, which is delicious, by the way. Some cold cuts and potato salad, macaroni salad.
You're here to answer
Anyway,
questions.
There's a thing in the political peephole in the Herald this morning on page 2B about yesterday's Steve had Xavier Cortada debating Gerald Richmond. And anyway, it says a second would-be surrogate for Ross Leighton, Dade Republican committeeman Richard Siderman, never got near the microphone. Before Cortada arrived, Siderman listened intently to Richmond's solo interview with host Steve Kane in case something is said that is totally erroneous. In the building, this is. He was here in the building, Mr. Siderman. Siderman stayed put despite repeated demands from WIOD executive producer Sharon Mahoney that he leave the premises. She finally pleaded to several people in a hallway, "Someone help me get rid of Siderman, please." After a tense confrontation before reporters, Siderman finally left. He wasn't pleased. "And by the way, Sharon, don't call me again," he growled en route to the exit. What a douchebag, okay? Comes in here, appoints himself as the monitor of that debate and of Steve's show yesterday. This is Steve's good ex-friend, okay, who comes in here, has no business in this building, who's a just piece of mung. And Siderman, stay out of this building, okay? All right, that takes care of that piece of business. Now let's get right down to the nitty-gritty of this show.
I guess Glenn wants to know why I hate him so much.
I'm curious.
I don't.
It doesn't hate, but is very upset.
Now, I have a clue. You know, during the show Wednesday, there was a guy who called in, Neil, if you recall, and asking about Glenn's car, about what color, the color and whatever. And I think that may have been the guy.
Oh, that was the Bubbles guy.
Oh, was that who it was?
The Bubbles
You
guy.
said you were hanging out with Bubbles over at Hallandale?
Boy, people are talking.
Boy.
I've been on vacation.
You've been cited everywhere.
You've been everywhere.
I've been with friends.
You better watch it, or Jack's going to start following you around, too, and taking down license plate numbers.
I haven't done anything. Could you imagine what it would be like if I had done all this?
Well, I think the bone of contention is that it was under the impression that that you were going to be away, and
I planned to be. Things change. This is real life. There's no script.
Yeah.
Things change. For personal reasons, I was back early.
And it was just a coincidence that both times that you were away were for the last two remotes.
No kidding. And I think this is your fault. Now that I think about it, you mentioned earlier that I picked these weeks.
By the way, I have some incredible affidavits here I just mentioned in passing. It turns out that a week ago today, we had that hearing in court, and a lot of people thought that was the end of this whole business with Jack Thompson, which it certainly, unfortunately, wasn't, but it was a very narrow thing the judge was ruling on to keep him away from me and away from this building while I'm here, and et cetera. Because there was a psychologist who testified, as many of us also believe, that Mr. Thompson could be dangerous and represent a threat to some of us. And we have affidavits from two of the people over here at Channel 7 next door. They don't want him here either on the property. And he has no legitimate business over there. In fact, after our hearing last week, the people at Channel 7 called the judge and said, we're very upset that you made an exception to allow him after 3 p.m. to come on the property, to come over to Channel 7, because he has no legitimate business here, and we don't want him here. So I find that fascinating. I just mentioned that in passing. Okay, now let's get back to the real important matters at hand. What? It's my fault that what?
That I picked these particular weeks, because you mentioned about an hour ago that I picked them, in conjunction with your vacation.
Yeah, but see, I changed my vacation, so you could have also changed yours very easily. In other words, the fact that I'm going next week, you could have gone the following week very easily.
You're right, but no one mentioned anything to me about
that. Well, it would have been the logical thing to do.
But no one brought it up to me.
Coming up on Wednesday at the Bazaar, where
Now, is it
Pat
true,
Rich had
Glenn, that you're going to be out the week of September 13th? Is that, or not?
You see? Now, you see, that was a shot.
I noticed.
That was a shot.
A real
See,
rip.
he's smiling, but it was a shot.
You people are
is
saying
very
he's
upset with you.
About
He thinks
what?
that you're a piece of just mung, I think is the word I could use on
Now, he's
you.
shaking his head no.
No.
Yes.
That's my track buddy. Come on.
You guys are going to the track
Are you going
today?
to the track with me today?
Well, sure, we're going to go.
Now, does this tell the audience anything?
It tells me a lot, boy. I'm telling you. You people are so fickle and so wishy-washy. It's just incredible. You just can't... I don't know what it is, boy. This is sad. This is really sad. You're not going to track. Well, don't joke around. The audience doesn't know that. They think that you're sucking around now. By the way, can I have some more of that roast beef? It's delicious, and it's going to spoil sitting there. And, of course, Rich getting near the food is always a dangerous sign. Are there any more of those great little olives? I love those little olives with the pimentos. Yes, there are. Yeah, I didn't ask you to touch them. Just kind of explore for them. Thank you so much.
Now, is this...
Anyway, it's 11 past 11.
This is the whole complaint? Is this it, what we've been dealing with? Is this my
I don't know. When we come back, you'll have to ask him. I don't know what else he's upset at you about. He's very upset. Called me at home breathless last night, just excoriating you on the phone. Well, I wouldn't have repeated any of this, but he shows up here today, and we need to get all the testimony out before the audience, and they can decide.
It's starting to all fall together now in my mind. Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's all slowly becoming clear what's going on here.
Is it? Well, I'm glad it is to you. It's 11 minutes after 11 at WIOD. Toyota of Hollywood invites you to come by and check out the great deals on brand new 89 Toyotas like a Supra, brand new 89 Supra with leather interior and power seats, only $19,800. An 89 Toyota Tercel 2-door, $6,790. A Corolla 4-door, $89.90. A Toyota 2x2 truck, $7,495. A 4-door Camry, only $10,997. And right on down the line, through the MR2s and the Celicas and all the other great Toyotas, you'll find similar savings waiting for you right now. In fact, if you're not close to Hollywood, you can pick up the phone wherever you are and call the Toyota hotline, and they'll give you a specific quote right over the phone on the Toyota of your choice. 1-800-842-4699. That's the Toyota hotline. 1-800-842-4699 at Toyota of Hollywood. Look for them on 441, just south of Sheridan Street in Hollywood. And please tell them that Neil Rogers from WIOD sent you by.
610 WIOD.
11:15 at WIOD, and what a way to end the week. This is just what I had in mind. A little roast beef here, too. Oh, look at that. Boy, good old Rich, boy, helping us. Don't want this stuff to go bad. We can always count on Rich when there are 40, 50 pounds of food sitting around getting stale. So, where were we?
Well, Rich was saying, as you may recall or may not recall...
You realize I haven't, except for Caprita, I haven't taken one call.
We haven't had time. We have to get to the bottom of all this ridiculous...
Well, let's just take one, okay? Dania?
Hey, Neil. How's it going?
All right, now, what do you think of all this so far?
Well, don't rib the bird too much, you know? As far as, Caprita, it sounded good hearing all three of you on the air again. You know, I don't know why he came in today, the bird. He's still on vacation.
He couldn't come in on Wednesday on his vacation when we had that remote at the bazaar.
Yeah, I wanted
to
today,
when there's absolutely no reason for him to be here, he comes in.
Yes, there is a big reason for me to be here.
He wants to straighten this out.
Yes, I want to straighten. I want to defend myself. I feel like what I feel like is I have been tried and convicted, and I haven't had a chance to speak.
I think that's a fair assessment.
That's what I feel like.
You've gotten the one straightened out, it seems, with Caprita.
He seemed very mellow toward me.
Yeah, so maybe if he does come down here, y'all can really get a show where y'all three sit and eat. It'll be like old times. I tell you, he was the only reason I'd listened to Zeta after y'all left. And when he left, I just can't stand hearing the Colonel's laugh. One laugh from him, and, I have to turn the channel quick.
Yeah.
It's not like
starting to cackle.
The bird's laugh is good, I love his laugh, but, oh, God, the Colonel's, I start pulling my hair out. But, there's only one thing I have to say for next week when you're on vacation, Neil.
Yeah.
Bird, don't take it wrong, but no chauvinistic shows, please.
Well, he's not going to be doing the show. Alex Bennett's going to be doing it. He's just going to be cackling in the background.
Oh, well, that's good.
He's going to bring in all those Twinkies and do that disgusting, embarrassing stuff. Alex will do that.
And I wish you had someone good following your show, Neil. I mean,
now, will you stop? I really mean it. No, I want that stuff to
say, but
come
I
on.
just can't listen to Steve.
Well, don't listen to him then. Don't listen. I don't want to talk to you.
It was your idea.
I can't stand what?
Take some calls.
Well, I didn't want to talk about Steve. All these cheap, Steve Kane cheap shot artists. I mean, granted, a lot of what they say may be true, but enough is enough already. God. Just out of, you see, that's that gratuitous crap. I don't like that, okay? They think that I want them to call in and rip Steve. Anyway, we have an open line in Palm Beach. What was that?
No.
Well, don't be touching my olive, will you, please? God almighty. Open line in Palm Beach at 655 WIOD. See, even with all this going on here today, Palm Beach doesn't care.
Right.
Doesn't that tell you something?
So, can I...
Even though your feathers are in a ringer. See you, Roger. Have a great life. Thank you.
So, can I sum up?
Oh, is it time for a summation?
I don't know. Is it?
Whatever you say. I've got a lot of time. I have 3 hours and 42 minutes left.
Yes, you do. So
a lot of time.
So, in my mind, what my atrocity against this show is...
Shine. The word is shine.
No. The way I see it, my crime...
Oh, we don't care how you see it.
I noticed. Yeah, I detected that yesterday. It's what I hear that you don't care what I say.
Correct.
My crime is that I didn't go...
Palm Beach.
Oh.
Hello?
Hello?
Is this Palm Beach?
Yeah.
You want to talk to Neil?
Yeah.
Hold on a second.
Are you going to hold? Hello?
Hello?
You going to hold?
Yeah, how you doing, Neil?
Okay.
Hey, listen, if we
Great.
recall last week, okay, the bird was saying that he couldn't change his vacation because he had planned it since April and had reservations.
Yeah, that's correct.
And he kept on saying, well, no, I'm not going to do it, Neil, I'm not going to do it. I can't change, can't change.
I did?
Yes, you did.
I had forgotten that. This is a great call, sir, because my memory is getting very weak in my old age, and I had forgotten that. That is correct.
I do have a tape of it if you'd like it.
I said I can't change it.
He's
That's
got a
not
tape
true.
of it. How do you like that?
Well, let's hear it. Let's
and
hear
I bet
the
you
evidence.
Jack's got a tape of it, too.
I'm at work right now, and I will send it to Neil, and he'll have it on his when he comes back from his vacation.
Yeah, and he better govern himself accordingly, right?
That's right.
Okay, thank you, sir. You're a great American and a star witness.
Okay.
Thank you. How do you like that? And a troublemaker.
It's not true.
Kind of like Fat Rich.
Yeah. I could have changed my vacation.
However, I don't want to
embellish
embellish it, but I'll tell you, I was on, I forget who I was, I guess I was talking to Bill Calder last night, and the other line rang, and it was Fat Rich, and I don't want to say that he was angry with you, but there was steam coming through the receiver. He was smoking.
About, will you get specific?
He was smoking about you and about all these sightings and about the fact that when push came to shove, you just deserted the ship. You deserted a sinking ship.
How come you didn't?
He was there.
Come to me. How come you didn't?
He was there.
How come you didn't come to? He wasn't on vacation.
Yes, he is, as a matter of fact.
How come?
He's on a permanent vacation with Aerosmith.
How come you didn't come to me, to my face, and say, why don't you, push your...
We did that on the air. The guy just got through calling. We went through that, and you said, I can't change this. And I said, you're going to let me go to that thing all by myself. And you said, I've had this planned for months, and I have my reservations. It's all coming back to me thanks to that last pain-in-the-ass caller.
Now, I remember,
Trust me.
I do remember that very briefly. One time that was mentioned, but no one had ever come to me and asked me. No one had asked me anything.
Common sense would dictate.
Not necessarily.
That if you're a part of the show, you don't just shine when there's a special thing coming up that you would have gotten paid extra for. Speaking of getting paid extra for, by the way, where is Tommy Denenberg? Is Denenberg in the building? Well, I forgot about that. Where's my check, Denenberg, okay? Well, I forgot all about this. You may get let off the hook.
I got mine.
Did you get paid? Johnny Dark got his check right there on the spot. Well, now, this could be...
See why it came in?
Just like on Perry Mason, in the middle of the trial, all of a sudden there's a little sidebar that comes in.
Yes.
And this just dawned on me. Because I was going to say you would have gotten paid extra for it, just like I did. And And now it dawns on me I didn't get paid anything.
Now do you see why I'm here?
That's supposed to be part of these deals. There's supposed to be big bucks. When the big celebrities go out on the road, man, it's supposed to be some serious dollars. And it's just, and you know me, man, I'm just like Steve. When I go out and do these things, I want that check now. Ooh, look at that. I want it right now because I'm broke, man. I haven't got 2 nickels to rub together like Steve.
Mm-hmm.
You know, that seems to be, next to your intemperate behavior, that seems to be the number one on the hit parade question. Everybody is asking now, because Steve keeps coming on here and flaunting the audience. Well, Denenberg's on the road, but he's got a phone in his car, and he knows the bat line. He knew it enough to call in to be a pest on the lightning round. He can call in now, okay, on the bat line.
Mm-hmm.
But where's Steve's money all going? Why is he always broke, and why does he owe Nick money and Bill Mullen and Sharon?
Fascinating question.
And the guy that washes the cars out here, and Spencer. How come what is that all about? I mean, it's his business, obviously, but when he chooses to come on the air and beat his breast about how much money he's making.
And he does make a lot.
And he does make far too much for him. One has to wonder, and everybody is talking about that now. That's like a new mystery.
Oh.
So you fall into number 2.
Excellent. Well, this is good news.
You know, in every city you'll find a restaurant that cab drivers and hotel desk clerks recommend to out-of-towners. In fact, you'll find 5 of them in South Florida. They're called Shells, where they're dedicated to serving only the very best seafood available. Everything is cooked to order. I mean, fresh as the fallen snow. And you are going to love Shells. They never give you anything that's sitting under heat lamps or been getting mungy, hanging around. Look at that. There's your sporting news. Now you ought to be very happy. So if you want a great... Now, there he goes again, flinging stuff around. Did you see what he just did? Sharon brings you in the sporting news, and you go flinging it all over the floor in a childish, juvenile, intemperate way.
Well, fits in.
No, it doesn't. It fits in with your behavior, with your personality lately. I want the audience, before they vote, I want you to be aware that he just flung the sporting news that Sharon so kindly brought in all over, and pages are flying and gross. Even Wade Boggs' picture flew out on one page, and I nearly lost my breakfast here. So you head this weekend with the whole gang for great seafood, tremendous portions, dockside prices to any of the 5 South Florida Shells. You can't beat them with a stick. They're open every night, 7 nights a week for dinner, beginning at 5 p.m. And you'll find Shells in Coconut Creek, Sunrise, Oakland Park, North Miami Beach, and Kendall.
610 WIOD.
South Florida cries out, take the bird and pluck him.
It might not be as bad as everyone says.
Okay, 27 after 11 at WIOD. And somebody, I want to thank them for sending me these great bumper stickers. They say, happiness is 100,000 Canadians heading home with a New Yorker under each arm. These are the best. Okay, thank you so much. And we'll slap these in the appropriate spot before the end of the show. I beg your pardon, what were you about to say before you were so rudely interrupted? Poor Alex Bennett, boy, he's really going to be up a creek without a paddle working with you next week.
Why?
He just is. He doesn't understand all that's preceded him. That's all. It's like jumping into the fire.
No kidding.
Jumping into an inferno.
And then I'm told that they want me on the show, A, to show him the ropes, and B, to be there, and be there for the Neelys. And I go, well, then why am I not just here alone if they want me here for the Neelys?
Because they don't trust you to be here alone. And, of course, now that you've brought up this part of the discussion... Yes. Now that we've reached this part of the deposition.
I would like to say publicly that Neil did go to bat for me and did go to management and say that you would prefer me doing the show as it has always been done, and I would like that known publicly.
I didn't say as it's always been done. I said
for the last several years.
Alone.
Yeah, for the last 2.5
gone,
years.
If they could keep you under wraps and take all the carts out of here that shouldn't be in here.
I don't think that's a problem, do you?
I took them out myself.
Yeah, so I don't know what their problem is.
You want me to give you an example of one?
If you want.
Just briefly?
It's up to you.
Yeah, okay. Here, I just want you to listen very carefully. Briefly.
You should get out of these nightclubs.
That's one.
It is not.
Oh, yeah, it is. Never, ever again. Trust me.
No one said anything to me about it.
I just said it.
Oh, that's from you.
That's from
higher
up.
Huh?
It's from
God. Why don't they ever...
Because you're not here. You're busy over at Magic and Power talking all these douchebag.
I was on vacation.
All these has-beens and never were.
I'm not allowed
Well, you're never here. You're always on vacation.
Yeah, I'm always on vacation.
In fact, they were looking all over the building to tell you just what I told you right now, so don't say you didn't get the message.
Why is everything said behind my back? You know, why don't...
You want an answer?
I have no life.
There you go.
Who's that from?
So who did you see at Power? Is this something we can discuss on the air?
Yeah, an old friend of ours.
How many guesses? Not Willie B, huh?
Not Willie B. That you're in the right area. An old friend of ours who,
Stuart Elliott.
Good guess. Who had been
T.S. Elliott.
Someone who
Win Elliott
has been with us in the studio at Zeta.
Alan.
Closer, getting closer. You're in the right city.
Bob. Uh-oh.
Bingo.
We want
you
to bring your truck by the station, Bob, so Jack can get your license plate number, okay?
Yes, he's working there in sales.
Bob is working at Power and Sales.
Yes, and I was in the lobby talking to Bill Tanner, and Bob walked out for the end of the day with a Neil Rogers squeeze bottle under his arm.
Oh, jeez. Somebody's getting excited when they hear this.
I couldn't believe it.
Bob was squeezing his Neil thing.
Swear to God, I saw it with my own eyes. So,
I'll be damned.
See?
Well, I guess there's something to it then, huh? Anyway, it's 11:31. Look at that Palm Beach line. Is that embarrassing? Here we are. This could be one of the most consternating shows in the history that I've been on the air here.
It's intense.
And they couldn't care less in Palm Beach. They do want to talk about Rick Siderman getting his ass kicked out of here yesterday, though. What would you like, Cheryl? Oh, are those yours? Those are, huh?
No, but I need a copy of them.
Those are great. Those are incredible. In other words, the people at Channel 7 are they're more apoplectic than we are. They don't want them anywhere near the building. And that poor Patty over there, boy, that's shocking, okay, is what that is. But what goes around comes around, so you just keep making it up, Jack, and the cows will come home to roost. No, cows don't roost. Well, the chickens will come home to roost. Okay, should we take a couple of calls, see what the audience makes out of all this so far? Del Rey.
Hey, Neil, how you doing?
Okay.
Listen, Glenn, the reason you're not on by yourself is because you're not that entertaining, man.
Well, that is a good point.
You know, that's the reason.
In fact, that's what they told me, and I said, well, now you're nitpicking, I think.
No, Neil, you're the greatest, man.
Well, we know that.
You're by yourself.
I know that. I won't say we know that.
You know what this is getting to be, though, when Glenn came back today? It reminded me of that jerk that used to come on at 1:30 or so, used to barge in there. The guy.
Now, don't start ripping him again, will you? Jeez.
I didn't.
He's getting all paranoid and insecure, and he thinks I'm trying to ruin his life and ruin his show, and I don't have any...
Well, you can't ruin his show, Neil. He's got the worst-rated show on the
No,
station.
he does not have the worst-rated show on this station. Well, that's true.
Glenn, go back, man. Get out of here. I'm hungover, and I listen to your whiny little nasally voice. I don't need it, man. I don't need it. I don't like it, Glenn.
You know, sir?
What?
I don't like you.
Why not?
I think you're a jerk.
Why?
I think you're a troublemaker.
Sounds like a good guy to me.
Yeah, I am.
Why are you ripping me, sir?
Because you're a jerk, Glenn. You're a dope. You whine, and you're just a pinhead, I guess.
A nerd.
Well, yeah, whatever, man.
A dweeb.
Glenn, go to the track or whatever.
Putz.
What are you doing there today anyway, man? What are you doing at the station, man? You're on vacation.
I came in to bug you, sir. I came in specifically...
You succeeded, my friend. You succeeded, and you
Good.
get me so upset. I don't know what to do. I'm going, Neil. Take care, man.
Get out of here. What a...
11:33 at WIOD.
What a pleasant call.
You know that New York dropped from number 19 last year to number 50. No wonder all the New Yorkers are here. Boy, it's dropping like a rock. It's like dropping a penny from the top of the World Trade Center. Anyway, Palm Beach is... Now, that must be a broken line, huh? No, it sounds like it's working fine to me. 655-9463. 655-WIOD. I guess Debbie's got that Palm Beach audience sewn up, doesn't she?
I don't know.
What?
He's upset.
He is really upset. The last caller, I think, was the final straw. The straw that broke the bird's back.
But that caller did say he was hungover.
Yeah. Well, he considered the source.
Sounded fine to me.
Yeah.
Sounded like a good guy to me.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, let's continue. I'm sure that they're going to come to your rescue here because you know that all the bird suckers are going to get on here real quick now and start kissing and kissing.
Well, I haven't...
Palm Beach was a fault. Well, wait a minute. Let me handle this. Hello.
Protect the bird. He's all right.
Okay. See, just brief comments from Palm Beach.
I haven't done anything.
He's from
I
the
don't
Bird Protection
feel
League of
like
Palm Beach
in
County.
my mind, in my heart, I have done anything.
All right, let's take a survey now. Who would you rather have in the building, Rick Siderman or the bird?
My only crime seems to be that I didn't go to work while I was on vacation. That seems to be my big
Well,
crime.
I like the way you've twisted around. I would probably put it in a different way, that you took your vacation when we needed you the most.
No one asked me. No one said anything
the time,
to me.
We need you, like, you know, marginally.
But I was missed.
But when we go, you were miffed.
And I was missed, and instead of
you were missed and we were miffed.
Yeah, and instead of appreciating me and saying, oh, well, maybe, you know, he does serve a purpose. Maybe he does have a... No, instead I get
because when
ripped.
you had a chance to serve a purpose, then you shined us.
Nobody asked me.
So you're kind of twisting it around. You
Nobody invited me.
You remind me of somebody I know who listens every day to the show and likes to take the obvious and twist it around to suit his own distorted, warped purposes.
Well, where am I wrong, then? Where am I wrong?
Everywhere.
What do you think if anyone had asked me to postpone my vacation?
Miami, hello.
Hello?
Yes.
Uncle Neil, how are you today?
Okay, sir.
Listen, Bert, I'm glad you came in to defend yourself because Neil had a hard time on Monday trying to run the show. He missed
That is
you.
true. Now, no question about that. Monday was a disaster.
Well, Neil missed you, and his show has been kind of iffy since then.
Yep.
And then Wednesday, he realized that the show really didn't go without the bird. So, Bert...
No, let's not get carried away. The show on Wednesday went fine.
But instead of being missed, I'm just ripped because I didn't go to work while I was on vacation.
Correct.
Yeah, yesterday he ripped you so much, but you could tell in the way he was talking that he really missed you and he needed you back for the show. So it's good that you came in today to defend yourself and keep it up, man. Like you're doing a good job, and Uncle Neely really missed you.
Okay. Finally.
That's Uncle Nelly to use.
Finally a coherent call. Finally.
Easy for you to say.
Yeah.
11:36 at WIOD. Let's do a little quick break here. And, we got a caller to take first, though. Hello. Hello.
Now it's time for the break.
Okay. Well, I'm sure glad we got that Palm Beach call in before they had to head out for lunch. We'll come back right after this.
610 WIOD.
Wow. 11:39 at WIOD. And Mark Tadino, who used to be at Channel 6 News right here in town. In fact, Mark was involved in our last big fiasco when we had Marlon Bailey and the Miami Vice Jackets.
Sure.
A couple of years ago, and Mark did get his, though. He said that some of the piping came off, and now it says Miami Ice.
Well, that's Marlon.
So, Mark, I would save it, and it could be worth a lot of money someday. Okay, Marlon will buy it back for $1.50. But sure good to see Mark, I'll tell you, boy. He's one of the few people that was ever on the air in this town who looked good. 20 till noon at WIOD, and let's go. Now, we don't want Michael Putney to get upset because Michael just has this big, exciting new chapter of his life that's only going to happen in, 6 months or something?
Is it really
September,
6 months?
October, November, December, January, February, 6 months.
Going to 10.
Do you understand that? I don't get it. Is he still going to be on 4, and then everybody's going to know he's going to be at Channel 10? That's a little tacky, isn't it?
I guess. I didn't read
that
the
would have been
article.
like being on Zeta for 6 more months. Everybody knowing we were coming here.
My
that would have.
head. Don't even joke about that.
That is pretty heavy duty. Although I understand they would like to have you back.
Sure.
Fort Lauderdale, he said, and the other end of the line was dead. Well, I guess... was there somebody there?
Yeah. Hello?
Well, yes.
Hi. I just wanted to call and say, please leave the bird alone. He is supposed to be on vacation.
That's correct. Well, what's he doing here then?
And, as he said, he had to come in to defend himself.
No,
actually, I think that you, Neil, you're the one that starts all these venomous attacks.
Absolutely.
And then
I'm just a mean, nasty guy.
And then after you've done all your dirty work, you try to put the blame on others.
That's correct.
And,
well, you got me with my venom down.
As far as I'm concerned, you're a coward and a hypocrite.
Right.
And
a
these
douchebag.
attacks on everybody shows for your true character.
That's correct. But you wouldn't miss the show for all the money in the world.
I don't listen to it that often, but...
No, you don't listen that often, but you just happen to have an accident and be listening today, right, you miserable, disgusting, lying sack of mung? It's 11:42 at WIOD. Wait, look at that. Fat Rich is getting so worked up now. He's eating cold cuts. He's chain eating. One after the other, boy. He's just, look at, did you see the way he started into that? He got a piece of ham there. He's attacking it like he was invading Atlanta or something. Wow. Anyway, after hearing from that very pleasant lady, let's go to Hialeah. Hello.
Hello?
Yes, sir.
Hi, Neil. This is South Miami.
It's what?
South Miami.
Well, it says Hialeah on here. It's close enough.
Okay, listen, I want to
Same county.
I want to touch base with you on a couple things.
Yes, sir.
Okay, now, first of all, Bird,
Yeah.
I'm going to be going